Hello and welcome to a very special video. Have you ever had that feeling of loss or discontentment and you couldn't quite put your finger on why? Things just seem to be different and changed for no reason. And you go, is it because I'm old? Is it because I'm outmoded? Is it because of all of these reasons? Am I just not with it anymore? Well, the reality is it comes down to something very basic. You don't have a sense of ownership anymore. You don't feel like you have your little piece of something. You feel like everything's rented or loaned out, or it's not yours though you paid the money for it. You can see this with things like the Nintendo Switch 2, where Nintendo can simply decide that they don't like you today and turn your console off and you can't play it even if it's just offline. They brick it. And this was something that came to me when I watched a channel called Caffeine and Consoles. And they had a video called I'm Not Paying for Broken Promises Anymore. And he makes a very succinct point towards, I think, the midway of the video. I could be wrong on that. Where he says the reason so many people are going back to older consoles like the Game Boy or the N64 or Super Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever it was is because it had a sense of it being theirs, or in a shorter term, yours. It was your little piece of the pie. It was your console. It was your game. It was yours. And the reason I think so many people feel lost or dismayed or they don't know why they feel the way they do towards the entertainment that they used to care about is because in a lot of cases they've been removed from a sense of ownership. It's not yours, it's theirs. It's something that almost feels as if it's been loaned to you at full price, but you don't really get to own it. It's like a loaner car or a rental or whatever you want to call it. When you play Games Workshop, yes, they're your models, but increasingly your part is pushed out. It's more their models, and you can kind of do certain things with them. Just to use them as an example, the customization part was removed for a more streamlined way of customizing the way Games Workshop does, because heaven forbid you buy your parts from another company or you use the parts in the box to do something more than the exact thing they want to do. Often we have found ourselves in this position, and I know I have. There's no real sense of ownership. It's not saying that it's a matter of power over, it's just that you don't feel like you have purchase on something. Your dollars don't mean anything to these companies. Your loyalty, your purchases aren't viewed in any way of being something to be treated with respect or to help influence the way the company goes. They're just afterthoughts. They're just things that they expect their pay pigs to do. And so often we find ourselves in this position where you really just don't feel like you own things. And can we really blame Gen Z and younger that they want to go back to these older things where they feel like they own something? Where they feel like the inconvenience is worth it because at the end of the day, nobody can tell them you can't do that. You can't play that. There's no internet connection. There's no updates. There's no finger waggling agreements. There's none of this ridiculousness that we have let into our lives for the sake of convenience and ruining and let's say weathering away of ownership over things. We are increasingly renters of our own lives and more borrowers of the things we have. We often find ourselves in more of a situation where we're eternally paying for things that we increasingly wonder if they're worth a dime to begin with. The hobbies are the same. You can purchase those models, but the sense of permanence, especially of companies like Games Workshop, where they've increasingly become prone to simply wiping whole lines away. Yeah, you bought something, it's sitting right there on your table, and it's not going away, but they're going to make sure that if you continue on with the future of their game, that thing does not have any ability to be used. Or at the very least, you're going to have to go out of your way to do it. And you see the same with companies, especially in the gaming space, where you have more games to play and more things than ever before. But there's more, well, you don't really own this. You don't really have it. It's not physically there. You have to have an online connection. You have to have all these things that get in the way and just remind you on a subconscious level that you don't own it. It's not yours. And I think it denies a very human part of us all, where we wish to have things in our hands in some regard and to know that it's ours. It's not theirs. It's not Bob's. It's not your neighbor's. It's not some nebulous company in the ether of the internet. It's yours. And you can only deny that part of human nature so long. And I don't think that really lasts that long when we see just how my generation, perhaps, being one of the most eager to take up subscriptions and to give away things away, are given way to younger generations who actually don't look at the things that we did for convenience as positives. And I think that's a good thing. But if you've ever felt that way, it's not a bad thing. It's not a thing about having power over anything. It's that you're not alone. And more importantly, it is very human to feel like you should have some purchase in things that you care about, things that you're interested in. And to be able to come back to them many, many years later and be able to go, I remember this. I remember all the memories attached to it. And I can still put this thing down. I can hook it up and I can play it. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing wrong with it is the financials of a company that you don't care about that has to forever push their profit margins up and up and up, and they will inevitably always fall down. And the only way we get these companies to finally respect us, respect what they're providing to be purchased, that has to have a value worth the price tag they are asking, is for us to let these companies fail, to let them suffer, to let the CEO's big next pay raise be something of a question. Maybe they're not going to keep their position, but don't give up on owning things. And never beat yourself up because you don't understand why you're driven towards seeking something that you can hold in your own hands or desiring that to be an outcome. The problem today is that we often find ourselves without a sense of ownership in our lives, in our futures, and even in our hobbies. So I hope that at least gets across a little bit of what I've been going through. And if we don't meet with each other again, I hope you have a fantastic time. Bye-bye.